Hi everyone, this is Erin from Sandpaper Road from the USA, North America, and I am here to showcase the project that I made for the Academy of Scrapbooking and Arts Scrapbooking World Championship of 2018 and 2019. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of a closer look. I started with a 12 by 12 blank white scrapbook page. And the first thing I had to do actually was to cut the slit out of the side with a die. But the way to do that is I actually had to fold the paper in half. And I didn't mind to do that because of the meaning that I was going for with this page, which I'll get into a little bit later. So I actually had to cut through both sides to get the slit, because there's no way that a 12 by 12 page will fit through a Sizzix Big Shot. But like I said, I didn't mind because I knew I was going to add a lot of extra things, gesso, mixed media, pastes, and things like that. So once I had the slit cut, then I had to, even though it's covered up with on the back with an extra page, I actually had to create a little cardboard jig with some 1/4 inch cardboard pieces, and that way when I pull this page out, in and out, it has a little, almost like a little track to run in. So I did that first and made sure that that was secure and worked on just the base page. There's an 8 by 8 piece in here, and I didn't really do anything special yet. I just made sure that the page would fit right in, and before I started actually working on the composition of the layout. After I was sure that it fit, then I coated the whole page in some white gesso, and when that was dry, then I used some stencils and some texture paste, and you can see closely underneath all the die cuts and things like that. While that was drying, I worked on the die cutting, which just a combination of lots of different dies on regular cardstock, shapes and dies, and even down here, just regular cardstock. But what I had done was sprayed them. Well, first I covered them with some, the cardstock with some super tacky tape to make the back adhesive. Then I laid them out and sprayed them with a Goosebumps spray to give them this shiny, dimensional sort of a feel. This is a page about my honeymoon. My husband and I we're just recently married, just recently. And so this is meant to be a wedding page, a honeymoon page, not necessarily a beach page. And so I knew in my mind that I wanted it to give off the emotion, and I'm going to try not to get emotional myself because it was the greatest time. It was just the greatest time. That's why I chose The Best Is Yet to Be, because this moment right here was just so meaningful. And I went into lots of detail on the journaling, but I didn't want the title to overpower the expression on our faces. This is one of the few times that my husband doesn't have a furrowed brow. I just love this picture. And this was the picture that we took a selfie when we first got to Myrtle Beach, just to let everybody know that we made it okay. And you could see a little bit of the beach in the background, but I did mute the picture just a little bit with the tone, just to kind of tone it down. You know, a lot about a honeymoon trip is kind of just between you and your spouse. And so I wanted to kind of maintain that sort of it's between us feel in this part of the page, where there's a lot of stuff going on, but you really have to look closely to see it. And then once all of the details dried, the goosebumps and the stencils and all that, then I could just adhere them to the page easily. Outlined it with my finger with a little bit of paint and some spatter with some gelato. These are actually called mud puddles, and it's a mixed media type of, it feels like beach sand, but I used a footprint die cut to die cut pieces of double-sided tape and lay them out on the page. And then when you just burnish that that medium down, it sticks like footprints. These are my husband's footprints because they are so far apart. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's tall, so he walks with big long steps. And these are mine because I'm much shorter and I walk with little steps. And it continues through the layout. And I wanted to make sure that the footprints continued just like that all the way through. And I did lots of meaningful journaling here. This is actually about our walk on the beach, which proved to be one of the highlights of the whole experience. It wasn't just about a walk. Without reading all of the journaling, I can just sort of summarize that it was in this walk that we just learned a lot about how we'll be able to get through anything in this experience of being married. And it was just perfect that I had this picture of us drinking coffee in the morning, and he's even wearing these corny little water shoes that he had on his feet during the walk, and I even mentioned that in the journaling. This is a tab die with some pattern paper, and then the journaling continues on the back. But again, that's part of a honeymoon page, is just sort of the, not necessarily secrets, but those special times that are just between the two newlyweds. So hope this gives you a little bit more of a detailed look at the page that I submitted for my project. So happy to be the Continental Champion for North America this year, 2018 and 2019. And really special thank you to the Academy of Scrapbooking and Arts for the great opportunity of being part of this really exciting scrapbooking world championship. Thank you so much for looking, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.